Let's look at Prime Puzzles, episode 7 now. In a game called Straight Turn, a ball can be moved in straight lines among 7 points, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, in the following manner. The ball can be moved between points P and S, P and R, Q and R, Q and V, R and U, V and T, S and Q, T and U in either way. The ball cannot be moved between any 2 points directly other than those mentioned above. Each time, one player is allowed to move the ball among these points with the condition that the ball does not touch any point more than once. Okay. The player wins rupees 15, rupees 25, rupees 45, rupees 55, and rupees 75 when the ball touches the point PUSTV respectively. A player loses rupees 35 and rupees 65 when the ball touches the point R and Q respectively. Okay. At the beginning of the game, the player is given a starting point from where the ball has to be started, and at the end point where the ball has to be stopped. At the end of the game, the player wins or loses the money, which is the total amount that one wins, loses at each point which the ball touches, including the starting and the end points. The player tries to win the maximum possible amount while moving the ball between these points. Okay. This question seems like a network diagrammy sort of thing. So first thing we have to see is where all can the movement take place. These are the 7 movements that have been told to us. So I can go from P to S, and I can also go P to R. P to S and also P to R. This is told to me. Now Q and R. So Q can also go to R. Q to R. This is also done. Q can also go to V. Okay. And R can also go to U. So U. V and T. V can also go to T. S and Q. Okay. S can also go to Q. T and U. So U can also go to T. Because it was told in either way. This is the diagram that I've got. And then there were certain points attached. No? So players win 15. I have to make sure I follow this list. PUSTV. P U S T is 55 and V is 75. Okay. When the ball touches the point, okay, a player loses 35 and 65, R and Q, 35 and 65. So I'll mark it with a different color, 35 and 65. So that I know these are negative amounts. Because you'll be using the same color, I would recommend you put this in brackets to remind you that these are negative numbers. Okay. So player is given a starting point, is given an ending point, and they are to move the balls among these points, and balls cannot return to any point where they have started from. There was something like that, no? Let's see. Ball does not touch any point more than once. This was also told. So let's see. The first question is, what is the maximum possible amount in rupees that can be won by a player while moving the ball from point T to point R? Okay. T to R. From what I understand is, if I'm trying to win the maximum amount, from T to point R. Okay. One path would be TUR. Which gives me a winning of 55, 25 minus 35. So gives me a winning of 55 plus 25 is 80. 80 minus 35 is 80 minus 35 is how much? 45. Okay, this is possible. The other path that is possible is I go via Q. And then get to R. Now moving straight TVQR is going to be very, very idiotic, because I can go to R after going to S and P also. So this path is going to be very, very loserish. 75, 55 is how much? 80, 50, 130, 130 minus 100. So this path only gives me 30 rupees of income. But I can increase this income by PNS if I take this path. TVQSPR. This path is the best because all I have done is I've introduced SP in between and they give me plus 60. So can I say this path will give me an income of 90? Because this question was asking what is the maximum possible amount in rupees that can be won by a player by moving moving a ball from point T to point R. These are the only paths available. There is no other path available. So out of these three, 90 is the highest. So answer to the first question is 90. Okay. Second one, if the ball can be moved from Q to U, Q to V, but not V to Q. Okay. Ball can be moved from Q to V, but not V to Q. And similarly from R to U, but not U to R. R to U, but not V to U to R. But then take care, this is a condition that is given only in the second part of the set, not for all subsequent questions. So after this set is over, I'm going to make a backwards arrow also, just to remind me, okay, movements can happen in both directions. Then what is the maximum possible amount in rupees that can be won by moving the ball from starting from point T? Point P. Okay, I'm starting at point P. What is the maximum amount that can be won? Okay, if I'm looking to maximize my winning, my thought is if I'm looking to maximize my winning, I want to go to all possible points, as in I want to avoid the negative points. So one path that I can see is PRU PV. I will not incorporate Q and S into the path because if I incorporate Q and then S, I'm getting a net to impact of minus 20. So that is not useful. So this is one path. Let me just see how much it helps me. 135. This gives me 135. Total income generated here is 135. The other idea would be, let me take a separate path. So PSQ VTU. Okay. Now let's see how much is this working out. P plus S is 60, 60 minus 60 is minus 5, minus 5 plus 70, 70 plus 25, 125, 125 plus 25, 150. This gives me 150. Basically, my guiding thought was avoid R here. And in the second case, avoid Q here in the first case and avoid R in the second case. If I want to maximize my profit, I have to try to limit my movement to those points that take away money from me. So my idea was avoid Q here and avoid R here. I wanted to avoid these 2 points. Then all the movement that I could do starting from P, I've got 150 is the maximum. So option 2, 150 will work. What is the maximum possible amount in rupees a player may lose by moving the ball touching exactly 4 points? Okay, we want to maximize his loss now. We want to maximize his loss. So R and Q have to be involved. R and Q have to be involved. V should not be involved. V should not be involved. So the simplest I can see is PSQR. P gives me 15, S gives me 45, Q gives me minus 65, R gives me minus 35. Altogether, I get minus 40, loses 40. And among the options, 40 is the highest. So I found the acceptable case. I don't need to check anymore. Last question is, how many distinct ways can the ball be moved from point P to point T? P to T. Okay. Let's see. PSQVT. This works. PSQRUT. Okay. PRQVT and PRUT. Any other way? PS, no. If I have to reach T, this should be the only ways. I did absolutely horrendously. As soon as I reached 3 cases, I should have marked option 4 more than 2. As soon as I reached 3, why was I concerned with exactly how many cases are required? As soon as I reached 3, I should have marked more than 2 because the options are such that I did not need to calculate. Even if there are more cases, more paths available, it is of no concern to me because the correct answer in any case is going to be more than 2 only. That is it for set 1. Let us get to set 2. In the figure given below, all the routes going from city X to city Y are shown by the help of arrows. Each route passes through some of the 7 refugee camps called A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. The number given in brackets, along with the name of the refugee camp, represents the number of people staying in that camp. Okay. Then this looks like a network diagram kind of set. Let's see. It is known that a truck is loaded with food supply at city X. It takes one of the possible routes to city Y and distributes food packets among the people staying in all the camps along its route. Cool. So whichever towns, refugee camp you are passing by, you give food to that camp. Each person staying in the camp is given a food packet weighing 1.5 kg. Okay. So previously we had count of people, but when it comes to food, it has to be 1.5 times that. So number of people and the amount of food used up, these are two different numbers that we have to take care of. Okay, a truck is allowed to pass through the camp on its route only after each person staying at the camp gets the food packet. Okay, only after they get the food packet do they pass on. Cool, 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 cool. Let us read through the questions. How many different routes can the truck loaded with 2100 kg of supply take from city X to city Y such that it can give food packets to all the people staying in the camps along the route? Okay, so number of people in that route should be less than equal to 1400. A truck is loaded with 2100 kg of food supply, is barely able to give food packets to all the people staying in the camp along its route, which means 1400 people are precisely along that route and is left with no food when it reaches Y. How many camps will fall in the route taken by the truck? There could be multiple cases because we also have an option cannot be determined. A pair of two routes on which the quantity of food that needs to be distributed by a truck is exactly same is called an F pair. How many F pairs are there among the different routes from city X to Y? This was what I was worried about, which is why I was reading these subparts also. Do I need to come up with all the routes from X to Y? Like in the first question here, I did not really need to find out all routes from, because there was no starting point, there was no ending point. You had freedom to move from one point to the other. Here, all the routes have to be listed, and listing routes is going to be a little painful here. Last question, how many routes are there from X to Y? So you have to list routes. Okay, let's see. Let me just do basic maths. Here I've got two ways. Here I've got two ways. Here I've got two ways. Here I've got, ooh, what am I doing? This is bad PNC. Let me do. In how many ways can you come to A? One way. In how many ways can you come to C? One way. In how many ways can you come, sorry. In how many ways can you come to A? One way. In how many ways can you come to B? One way. In how many ways can you come to C? Two ways. How many ways can you come to D? One way. How many ways can you come to E? 1 and 2. So no, 3 ways. You can come for E in 3 ways. But no, not even 3 ways. No, I have to do more. Wait. B say 1 route, D say 1 route, C say 2 routes. So I can come to D in 4 ways. Okay. F से आने के B से 1 route, C से 2 route, तो 3 ways. ऐसा ठीक किए अभी तक. सी आने का एक रूट, ए जाने का एक रूट, डी जाने का एक रूट, ई आने का एक वहां से, एक वहां से, दो वहां से। बहुत ही बढ़िया। Why am I not able to count the proper roots? How am I making mistakes? यहाँ से एक, यहाँ से एक, यहाँ से एक रूट, एक रूट, एक रूट, तीनों जगह हमने चढ़ा तो दिया ही है। बढ़िया। जी तक आने की 8 रूट्स हैं। की पागल है ना। एफ के 3 रूट्स नहीं है भाई। एफ को देखो, ई तक आने के 4 रूट्स हैं। यहां से एक, यहां से एक, यहां से दो, तो 4। एफ तक आने के 4, यहां से दो, यहां से एक, यहां से, तो एफ तक आने के 7 रूट्स हैं। तो जी तक जाने के 12 रूट्स हैं। So there are 12 routes in total. My PNC is rusty. There are 12 routes in total that I have identified. Now this will help me list out all possible routes. Now, while I'm making those routes, I know there are 12 routes. I need to get rid of these numbers. I know there are 12 routes in total that I have to take care of. While I'm making my routes, see that I will do it in such a style that I make sure I don't miss out on any route. I will start at X, then I will go to A. I will keep going rightwards if it is possible. If all the cases moving rightwards are over, then only will I consider other cases. X, A, D, G, Y, one case. Another case is X, A, D. Now D, G, Y is done. So now D, E, G, Y. Now X, A, D, E, F, G, Y. Now all paths from X, A, D have been covered. All paths from X, A, D have been covered. So let's go X, A, B. Let's go with X, A, B. E, G, Y, X, A, B, E, F, G, Y. X, A, B, E, G, Y, X, A, B, F, G, Y. Okay. Oh, I haven't done B, F, no? So X, A, B, F, G, Y. Cool. Now all paths to rightwards are done. So X, A, B, X, A, B, C, F, G, Y, X, A, B, C, E, G, Y, X, A, B, C, E, F, G, Y. Oof. B, C. C had 3 paths, no? Yes. And then 3 options. Cool, cool, cool. I think I have done all of them. Let me see. Let me go. I think all XA pairings are done. Let's see. X, C. Oh, now I'm done. X, C, E, G, Y, X, C, E, F, G, Y, and X, C, F, G, Y. Yes, there were 12 routes. I have found 12 routes. Wonderful. I have found all 12 routes. Now I will also have to calculate the individual number of people along each route. So A, D, G, A, D, and G. So 300, 400, 300. So 1,000 people here. XAE, so 300, 400, 300, 200 extra. So 1,200 people here. XAD. Basically, an F has been introduced extra. So 1,700 here. From here to here, let me come. Oh, B has come in. So entirely new story. So A, B, E, 300, 250, 200, 750. A, B, E, 750 plus 300. So 1050. Here, nothing but F has been introduced. So 1550. E has been removed. 200 has been removed. So 1350. A, B, C. So 300, 250, 350. So 900 plus 500 plus 300. So 1700 here. A, B, C is 900. So E, G. So 500 more, 1400. Okay. A, B, C, E. So 1100 plus 800. So 1900 people here. C, E, G. 350, 200, 300. So 850 people here. C, E, F, G, Y. C, E, F, G, Y. So 350, 200, 550 plus 800, 1350. And C, F, G. 800 plus 350. So 1150. So I have a number of people along all the 12 routes that could have been identified. Let's get to individual questions. How many different routes can a loaded truck with 2100 kg of food supply take from city X to city Y such that it can give food packets to all the people staying in camps along that route? So see, this is count of people. This is not the food that they consume, count of people. If I have 2100 kg of food and I know that every person consumes 1.5 kg of food, I can only give it to places which have 1400 people or lesser. So how many routes can be taken? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, 8 routes can be taken. So answer is option D8. A truck loaded with 2100 kg of food supply is barely able to give food packets to all the people staying in camps along its route and is left with no food when it reaches Y, which means there were exactly 1400 people in that route. No case here. Yes, this case is being talked of. How many camps fall in the route taken by that truck? How many camps fall? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 camps fall in that route. So option A, 5. Okay, a pair of two routes on which the quantity of food that needs to be distributed by a truck is exactly the same is called an F pair. How many F pairs are there among the different routes? Okay, let's see if I find something similar. 1000 no, 1200 no, 1700 yes, 1700 and 1700, 1050 no, 1550 no, 1350 yes. I don't think I need to check. If we did not get a pair here, we will not get a pair here because all the numbers in this line are different. So I get 2 such pairs. How many F pairs are there? There are 2 such pairs. Last question, how many routes are there from city X to city Y? Answer is option D, none of these, because there are 12 such routes. That will be all for episode 7. Hope you learned something. And case recording, this seemed a little too heavy on network diagramming, but okay. Whatever question comes in front of us, we have to manage. That will be all. Okay, bye.